is award season in Major League Baseball. And with all good award shows, the first statue goes to a superstar, Paul Skenes, capping off a historic campaign with the NL Rookie of the Year title. The first overall pick took the baseball world by storm in 2024 and put himself in some elite company in the process. Skenes becoming just the 5th player drafted #1 overall to win the Rookie of the Year, joining names like Correa, Harper, and Strawberry in the process. We're now joined by CBS Sports MLB writer and NL Rookie of the Year voter Matt Snyder. And Matt, all eyes were on Paul Skenes this year, and he delivered in a big way, adding Rookie of the Year to a resume that already has College World Series champion and first overall pick. But what was it about Skenes' overall body of work this season that earned your vote?
Yeah, I think it was just the total domination because he had some big-time competition there with Jackson Merrill, with Jackson Chourio, but I just thought Skenes was so dominant in his time. It's 11-3 for a subpar Pirates team. It's a 1.96 ERA, 170 strikeouts in 133 innings. There was a stretch there where it felt like he was going to take a no-hitter into the middle innings and strike out in double digits. And, he ends up with a 5.9 WAR. That's arguably the best rookie starting pitching season in the wild card era. It's right up there with Jose Fernandez in 2013. Just an unbelievable season from a starting pitcher. He's got that high velocity fastball. He's got that sinker, which a lot of people love to call a splinker. And he says, call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's just, he's so dominant. People are trying to say that's not just a sinker. That has to be doing more than just a two-seam fastball because there's so much action on it. #1 pick, starts the All-Star game the next year. We could go on and on. Also of note, 2nd Pirates rookie ever to win this award after Jason Bay in 2004. So all around, just a huge season by Paul Skenes.
Call it whatever you want. How about call it impressive for the rookie? But with 2024 now in the rear view for Skenes, and the expectations are only going to get bigger in year 2. What's the ceiling for him in 2025? And does it include an innings limit, do you think?
I think there will be a cap, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher than a lot of people think. The Pirates kind of took the training wheels off of him a little bit in the middle of the season and then down the stretch. They really held him down when he was in the minors, and he threw around 27 innings there in AAA Indianapolis in 7 starts. So as you can see, if you do the math there, he wasn't going deep in those starts. But by the time they got to the majors, they were letting him go to 7. He went to the 8th. I think that he is going to throw 170, maybe 175 innings, and if I'm right about that, then he's going to be in Cy Young contention because he's that good. I think he's going to throw like an ace right out of the gate. He's not going to look back. He's going to be one of the best pitchers in baseball all season. If anything, maybe they keep his innings down toward the start of the season, especially in cold weather, and then maybe dial him down toward the end of the year if they're out of the race, and it will end up, as I said, somewhere around 170, 175 innings. But again, as I said, that's going to be enough to have him firmly in the Cy Young conversation.
Hey, well, Skenes' runner-ups were no slouches either. Jackson Merrill and Jackson Chourio, both putting together electric rookie seasons for some top contenders. But, Matt, which of these young outfielders do you see having the bigger long-term success in the majors?
That's a tough one. It's almost as tough as this vote was because all 3 guys were unbelievable. I think maybe Chourio has a little bit higher ceiling, but I think that Jackson Merrill is going to be a perennial all-star, one of the best players in baseball for a long time. The Padres have a gem, just as the Pirates do with Paul Skenes and the Brewers do with Jackson Chourio. I mean, Merrill, you have to give him credit for having to switch positions in spring training. He was a shortstop. He got thrown out into center field. He was clutch all season. He became a good center fielder by the end of the year. 6 game-tying or game-winning home runs in the 8th inning or later this year as a rookie. Jackson Chourio, last 97 games, he hit .305 with a .528 slugging, 16 home runs, 63 RBI, and a lot of that was with Christian Yelich being out for the season. This kid's 20 years old. Their best player went down via injury, and Chourio completely stepped up and put the team on his back down the stretch. He was their most valuable player in the last 2 months. And for a 20-year-old kid to do that, that is why I'm saying he has a little bit higher ceiling. I still think the ceiling for both of these guys is an MVP at some point. I'm not sure that either one will actually win one. Chourio is going to get closer, but both of these guys are sensational. And it was tough going through this ballot because I was looking at the American League side, and then I looked at my 3 guys right here, and I was like, any one of these 3 would win in the American League. But one of these guys has to finish in 3rd. One of these guys has to be the runner-up. That's just the way it fell for me. But Jackson Merrill in particular, I thought deserved to win. He just wasn't as good as Skenes for me.
Yeah, nonetheless, though, talking about both of those names, I mean, both the makings to be the future of baseball. But let's head over to the American League. Yankees righty Luis Hill taking home Rookie of the Year honors. He led all AL rookies in wins, ERA, and WHIP this season in the Bronx. He's the first Yankees rookie to take home the honor since Aaron Judge did it back in 2017. So let's take a look at just how close the vote was between Hill and runner-up Colton Cowser. Hill finishing just 5 points above his AL East counterpart. Cowser, second closest AL Rookie of the Year voting since 1980. Now, just considering his performance in year 1 and how he performed for the Yankees, what do you expect out of him in the Yankees rotation going forward?
Well, he needs to cut down on the walks. He led the majors in walks this season, but everything else was a positive, especially because he was not expected to be in the rotation heading into the year. And then Garrett Cole gets hurt. And one of the things we talked about in spring training when Cole got hurt was this is one guy that the Yankees could ill afford to lose, because they have a thin rotation. And you take out the Cy Young winner, which Cole was at the time. Now you plug in a rookie, Luis Hill. We don't know what they're going to get out of him. Well, Hill was amazing. He stepped up. He filled that role in the early season. And the Yankees had the best record in baseball for a while. And one of the main reasons was because their rotation was so good, even with Garrett Cole being hurt. It was incredible what he did. Now heading into the next year, the Yankees have a luxury because they have 6 starting pitchers at this point who are all healthy. They've got Garrett Cole at the top there. They've got Carlos Rodon, Luis Hill, Marcus Stroman, Clark Schmidt, and Nestor Cortez. I don't think they're going to run with a 6-man rotation, but they have the luxury there where they could go to a 6-man rotation to preserve some arms. They can use one of those guys, maybe Nestor Cortez in relief as a swingman. Hill stepping up this year allowed the Yankees to be in this position moving forward. Kudos to him on such a big year.
I think what I'm getting from you, Matt, is that baseball is in good hands looking at these young stars going forward. As always, Matt Snyder, we appreciate the insight. Here's a look at the rest of the MLB Awards release scheduled this week. Tuesday, November 19th, Manager of the Year Awards. Wednesday, November 20th, Cy Young Awards. And Thursday, November 21st, MVP.